for joining me, the Old Corporate Prosperity team, and the Prosperous Diva for this special presentation of Grow Your Mind and Money. We're interviewing Darrin Marion, President and CEO of Darrin's Coffee Company and Master of Goodwill. Darrin has experienced the other side of the mountain, the valley, and the mountaintop, and has used those challenges to empower himself and others to stay the course and take the action to fulfill their dreams while being a servant leader in the process. Darrin's willingness to share his heart not just has his knowledge to make a difference, but has him be a champion for humanity. Before we continue, it is time to see what prospering thoughts Mr. Ronnie has for us today. Ronnie B.
Thank you. Comfort. The comfort I seek comes from within. In times of need, I don't have to feel that I'm doing it alone. I hold to the truth that peace is within me even when I am not consciously aware of it. My heart may feel heavy, but my spirit remains light. This is the truth of my being. There is a divine thread that runs through the tapestry of life. Something that seems wrong may well turn out to be a great blessing in the end. Appearances are not always what they seem. It helps me to remember this when I feel lost. I remain peaceful in my awareness of my divine nature. I need only to trust. If I feel anxious about loved ones or troubling world events, I trust. The truth is that there is only good. I hold to this belief, and I am at peace. What I'm present to about myself and growing my mind when it comes to the theme comfort is, that appearances are not always what they seem. And it may seem that my goodwill is not manifesting or not making a difference. And what happens is that when I actually get present, someone may say something years later, but something that I said, didn't even think about that made a difference. So I'm just present to, as far as growing my mind, to keep making a difference and have comfort that my good will always manifest something positive. Now it's time for our special interview with Darrin Marion, and it looks like Darrin may be having some technical difficulty. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break and see if we can find
do a magic trick.
You can find out what's up with our guest. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Wow, now it's time for our special interview with Darrin Marion. Empress Nakia, take it away.
Thank you. All right. Darrin, can you hear me clearly? Are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Awesome. Okay, let's jump right into it. So in this part of the interview, we learn about a challenge Darrin faced in having his dreams fulfilled, a challenge that knocked the wind out of his sails. Somehow, in some way, he kept going and turned that challenge from seeming defeat to victory. Now, Darrin, first of all, I want to say thank you for being on the show tonight. We really appreciate your presence, and we're excited to get this started.
Okay.
Awesome.
Me too.
Awesome. So, Darrin, would you please share an incident or a time in your life that knocked the wind out of your sails when the going got rough?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you so much for asking. I remember when we first got ready to open up the coffee shop. At one point in time, I had 3. when we first got ready to open up the first coffee shop, I was told that I was going to get a microloan from the city. And so I kind of went out on faith, took the little bit of money that I had saved up and put it down on a lease. And I wasn't able to buy any equipment, any couches, any cups or anything. And I had to go to meet with the loan committee to make sure that I would get this loan. And, they said, oh, this is just going to be something that's, it's just a cursory thing. You're going to come in and talk about 15 minutes and, we'll have your loan ready. So did that. I thought the meeting went great. Got a phone call about an hour later, and they said, we want to see how you do in 6 months.
Wow.
Talk about the win and knocked out your sales and, kind of get that hit with a gut punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, oh, man, yeah.
Okay.
So next, yeah.
Oh, during that time that you were dealing with this particular situation, did you blame other people, circumstances, or did you blame yourself?
Well, my wife.
I'm sorry. Actually, did they give you a reason to give us a little bit more context of, because that in itself is a blow. And did you have to regroup or kind of like what happened?
Well, as an entrepreneur, you have to be able to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And also, there's little things that you always get. So I started out at the farmer's market, and I had a customer that would make these, she made this jewelry, and it was called their name was Mustard Seed Jewelry Company. And she had asked me the whole time when I was getting ready to open up my shop, she said, hey, what's your address? And I gave her my address. Well, at the very time right after I got that phone call, the mailman walked in, and he handed me a letter, and it was a pendant that had a mustard seed in it. And I was like, well, my wife looked at me. She was like, what are we going to do? I don't know what we're going to do. We got in this thing. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, what did I get myself into? And then, boom, got the mustard seed. I started laughing. I was like, oh, we can do this. So, we could do this.
So when they told you that they wanted to see you revisit the conversation in 6 months, did you blame anyone, yourself or other people, or your circumstance for not immediately getting the loan like you expected to when you walked in the door? Yeah,
first thing I did, I was like, man, that's crazy. What did I do? I then said, it must be something wrong with me, and it wasn't. Who knows why people why they didn't do what they said they were going to do. I didn't really have time to even think about blaming. I had to be able to think about what was the next move that we had, because the clock, once I made that first month of rent, the clock started ticking.
Yeah. Got that.
So yeah, it's just you get to have ultimately immediate accountability. You signed the lease, and it was right on the main street of one of the wealthiest cities in the state of Indiana.
Absolutely. Okay. So at what point did you stop caring about who or what the blame?
What's that? At what point did I stop caring about
who or what's to blame? Did something trigger you? Was there a moment that you recall that was like, you know what? Here it is. Forget all that other stuff.
When I looked at my wife and saw her tears in her eyes and the worry on her face, and I said, it can't. I can't. This can't happen. I can't let this happen. So you got to cowboy up, and you got to make it. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's just part of. I think that's just part of being a man. Part of being a man is to say, this is what it is, and you have to accept it.
Yeah, got it. Thank you. So,
no problem.
When did you see the light of freedom and the possibility, what actions did you take?
So the first thing I did is I wrote down everything that I needed that was my essentials. You know, you have your essentials and your non-essentials, you know, the things you want to have if you want to have a really great business, and then you got the things that, you know, that you would take to say, okay, this is what I absolutely need to have. And so then I ordered that. I took the list, and I took it from the smallest to the largest, because my mom always taught us, inch by inch life's a cinch, yard by yard life's hard. So, yeah, so it was like, all right, so first thing I needed, I was like, okay, well, I need to get cups. All right, where can I get cups? And what, you know, how much money do I have in the kitty to be able to get the cups? And, you know, so how can I sell my way out of this experience? And like, I believe that real entrepreneurship is where you sell your way out of a problem, and you don't borrow your way out of it.
Yep, well, okay. Yes, got that.
Yeah.
So, thinking about our theme, and thank you for sharing so far. Thinking about our theme.
Yes, sorry.
With the big C, comfort. What are you present to when it comes to turning around disappointment in your personal life?
Okay. So when you say when it comes around to coming out of finding discomfort in my personal life, how do I overcome that?
Thinking about our theme. Our theme is about comfort.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry. It's like you broke up on me.
Oh, no, you're perfectly fine. It's technology, it rules the world, right? You're good.
Oh, man.
You don't have to be sorry. You're great. It all works. So with our theme is about comfort, right? So what are you present to when it comes to turning around disappointment in your personal life, you know, based on our theme of comfort for tonight?
Okay. That's a really good question. And I'm not sure the best way to answer that question.
That's not the right way. What are you present to?
You know, Darrin, I'm gonna share a little part of it just to kind of be present.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Something that seems wrong may well turn out to be a great blessing in the end. Appearances are not always what they seem. It helps me to remember this when I feel lost. I remain peaceful in my awareness of my divine nature. I need only to try. So just a little bit to be present.
It's just something I always it's just I look in the mirror and I just know that it's going to be okay. I've never felt worried. You know, I have like things that hit me, but then I just know that I really know that everything is going to be okay. That if I just take it inch by inch, I'm able to find comfort in that. I guess find comfort in the process. Because I understand the process of things.
Okay.
So I hope that is a good, you know, is kind of answer the question. But I've always been able to find comfort. I've always been able to find that comfort. So,
okay.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing. And I'm going to acknowledge you, Darrin, for your powerful sharing in just a few minutes. But I do want to go to the team. I would like for them to please share about their life from your sharing, Darrin. The difference that you have made, you know, for them, what has been created for them. So, Ronnie and Nikki, would you please share about your life Darrin's sharing and the difference his sharing created for you. So, Ronnie B., would you please go first?
Okay. And, Darrin, so many things I got present to out of your sharing. And, one, it just took me back to the day. And I like to call it the new business myth. And the first business myth is, getting that business loan. You're going to you got the idea, you got the skills, you done laid it out, got the right kind of business plan, and you're going to get this business loan that never comes through. And, and I remember the one that was, oh, God, and I heard it again. It was, if you take your business plan to three banks and they turn you down, the SBA will give you a loan. And I'm like, they are still saying that crap. And they are still telling that same lie. They don't operate that way. The other thing is that, one of my challenges is prioritizing what's needed versus what I want to have. Because, like, for Old Grumpy Radio Network Prosperous Diva Workshop, I want to have everything, because, the ladies work their butts off. They put their heart, their love into this, and all the people. And it's like, wow, I want everybody to have great stuff. Well, can't always have everything I want. That's all to have. And what are we doing with the tools that we've been blessed with? So, it really hit me when you said, hey, look, I need cups. Now, you didn't go, look, I got to go get the fanciest. You said, look, I got to get me some cups so I can, get my product out the door. So, that's just like, hey, man, I worked miracles with less. And what I learned was that, you can have all of that, but if you ain't got the talent and the skills and the commitment, the tool cannot do nothing for you. And the other thing is that something I have and it's a pitfall that I share often, and that is what you said. Don't look to borrow your way out of a problem. Sell your way out of a problem. Generate sales some kind of way. Because you generate sales, solutions start following. People open up. People will give you money when they see sales. I mean, you got to turn them down, because then, how they always say, what's the old saying? Gee, they always want to offer me credit when I don't need it. Well, the truth is you never need it. But I love that. And the other point you made make me just feel like a kindred brother. And, nice looking brother, okay, so if I got to have a brother, at least, he's kind of nice looking brother there, thank you. And, but it's what you said, the comfort in the process. Man, there are times when it's just effing rough. And other than complain and vent, I just start creating and looking at, well, you know what? This has been needed to get done anyway. Well, let me go do it. And, and I just start getting to work. And so, athletes, when they're in the game, that's their comfort. Well, my game is the mission that Old Grumpy Radio Network has, and taking care of these great ladies and the people who put everything together. And so that game does not stop, so I can always find some comfort. So, man, thank you. And thank you for saying that real nugget of business. That, look, don't be looking for trying to borrow your way out. Sell your way out, man. I'm stealing it. I'm telling you now. Now I will give credit. Brother told me this, but I'm gonna use it now. Back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ronnie B. All right, Diva Nikki, what would you like to share, love? What are you present to through Darrin sharing?
Well, I'm present to being responsible. No matter what promises were given, no matter what expectations were had, facing the reality and the truth that the responsibilities that you have and the commitments that you have are still your responsibility no matter what. And doing what you must do to not let others down, those that are relying on you down, and to not let yourself down. By nothing else but giving it all that you've got.
And just for clarity, is that what you are present to about your life, Nikki?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, because you use you a lot, so I just want to make sure. Just trying to be clear. Okay. Anything else for you, Nikki?
No, that is all.
Thank you. Thank you. So, for myself, I got a present to love and how love can see you through anything. Love for yourself and your commitment. Love for myself and my commitment, shall I say, to be clear. Love for my son. Love for my word, what I give my word to, who I say I am in life and for this world. How, Darrin, when you looked into your wife's eyes and you saw her tears, and at that moment, for you, that was pivotal. That was a turning point. And, you know, when I look at my son, or I look at my future and the love of my life, and I know that because I gave my word and because I stand to be who I choose to be for them and for life, I have to make sure that I uphold my word and be responsible for the word that I give. Like, no matter how difficult things may be or may get or may seem, and sometimes it's going to be downright uncomfortable, but to choose love over a moment of discomfort, a little pain that may be excruciating pain in a moment, but in reality, it can be lived through. It can be survived. And really choosing to make a commitment or a new commitment to myself and to those that I love and those that are important to me, to honor my word and honor the new commitment, to restore integrity where integrity is out, and really get present to what is possible, what is available, what am I pursuing, what do I want to pursue, and doing a self-inventory and saying, you know what, that's really not that important over there, or this doesn't make a difference, but in this category, these items, these cups are what matter. These cups is what's going to get me through, because I can't put coffee in my hand or in a bowl and serve it. I have to have these particular cups. So thank you so much. That's like awesome, and amazing. So
thank you.
Indeed. Now, we hear in the show We will. As long as this technology holds us down, we're here. So, Diva Nikki, thank you and Ronnie B for sharing as well and for really having me present to being responsible, having integrity, honoring my word, and who I'm being, and your sharing. And we will hear more from Darrin. But Diva Nikki, take us to break.
Well, stay tuned for The Corner. We will be featuring music from Corinne Crimson and my interview with our guest, Darrin Marion. Welcome back. We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. It is time for The Corner with Mr. Ronnie. So let's give him a smooch and a rose. Mwah. Mr. Ronnie.
All right. Thank you. Welcome to The Corner. We are featuring music from Corinne Crimson. Now, we asked the team to vote whether the track should get a smooch and a rose or if it needs more fertilizer. And we asked the guests to participate. We go, don't worry about being mean. We are fair and impartial. This is not Fox News. We are fair and impartial. All right. All right. So let's say, DJ, please play Cole. Please play Cole. Hit it.
On the ground, snow in the air. Your love would make me feel warm inside when the trees are bare. When lakes freeze over and the wind is blowing. When icicles hang from the trees and the flowers stop growing. I know that you don't need to be told. If you take your love from me, I'll truly be cold. I'll truly be cold. I'll truly be cold. I know you don't need to be told. If you take your love from me, I'll truly be cold. I'll truly be cold. I'll truly be cold. I know you don't need to be told. If you take your love from me, I'll truly be cold. Truly be cold. I'll truly be cold. I need your love to warm my soul, to warm my bones. Please don't keep your love to yourself. I'll freeze if I am alone. I know you don't need to be told. If you take your love from me, I'll truly be cold. I'll truly be cold. I'll truly be cold. I know you don't need to be told.
All right. That was Corinne Crimson. The name of the track is Cold. Is Cold getting the smooch in a rose or some free fertilizer? Empress Nakia, are you going to put a freeze on Cold?
Why you gotta go make me first? I don't remember that one to go first.
My dyslexia kicked in.
Well, you know, I'm gonna have her to help me back. I just need a little assistance with backing the truck up. I need to make sure I got it and get it to the right spot. Yeah. Mhm.
What was that, Nakia?
I had to cut the heater on because it was too damn cold.
I could help you
You
out.
trying to say that you putting the freeze on Cold?
Ooh.
How much fertilizer?
As Miss Cookie say, back that truck up and give me. I got a couple of dump trucks available for you. No, Miss Cookie, don't be. Woo! Go ahead, somebody else. Go ahead. I'm gonna quit acting up. Ronnie, move on.
Well, maybe we could see if it can, you know, if Diva Nikki, how say ye?
I like it. I give it a smooch in a row.
Okay, you was feeling Cold. Okay, you was feeling it. Okay, all right. Okay.
It's cold. It's cold.
But, you know,
That's all I did. That's all I'm talk about right now. But it's cold. It's cold. It's cold.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, all right. You hear it. You feeling it. But now, Brother Darrin. Now I'm gonna.
Yes, sir.
Well, before I say, Brother Darrin, is it getting a smooch in a rose, free fertilizer, or are you putting a freeze on?
Well, they always say that you put coffee grounds in the ground for fertilizer. And I think this song probably would go great with that coffee.
Oh. Now, you know, listeners, I just want you to know that Darrin Marion is, you know, remember, don't forget that he is the CEO. And he knows his coffee. And I have, you know, look, shameless shot, a shameless plug. The brother got some bad coffee. That coffee. See, that's the kind of track where it's one of them, you know, overcast days. And you got a nice cup of Java. You know, you got a nice cup of Darrin's coffee. You know, where he done put that little extra. You know, that's that, you know, where he go in the back room and throw that little extra little grind that he, you know, only saves for the right people. So you throw it on in there. And you sit there, you sipping on that, you listening to the track, and you might just have a moment. You might have a moment. I'm going to give it a smooch in a row. Because you might have a moment. But you got to add a combination. Now, if you like the music from Corinne Crimson, check her out at CorinneCrimson.com and the Old Grumpy Radio Network. Now it's time to continue our interview with Darrin Marion, champion for humanity. Diva Nikki, over to you.
Thank you. Well, Darrin, thank you for staying with us for your interview with me. Of course, I'm so excited. I have been looking forward to this. So, in this segment, we will learn more about your business venture, Darrin's Coffee Company. So, Darrin, Please share the aha moment when you knew in your heart of hearts that it was time for you to create Darrin's Coffee Company.
I was when I read Howard Schultz's book, Pour Your Heart Into It. I was working at Starbucks as a barista, and my manager had given me the book to read. And as I was reading about Howard Schultz, when he was talking about how all the flavors of coffee and the nuances, and then all the people that were standing outside in the line, willing to pay $6 for a cup of coffee, and I said to myself, man, I could do this. So, yeah, that was the aha moment. It was like I was reading halfway through the book when he was, he had kind of come to his first obstacle in trying to get them to get the coffee roasters to put an actual espresso machine inside the roastery. And he had pushed and pushed and pushed, and he had gotten it. And within a week, there was a line at the door. I was like, man, okay, I could do that.
For Starbucks?
Yes.
Wow. What circumstances, people, or new challenges come into consideration as you do the work to hone your craft and to build your business?
Oh, wow. There are a ton of them. I mean, every interaction that I have is a potential 5-star or 1-star. So I always try to come up with a new way of taking that customer experience to the next level. Of providing the extra oomph to the customer. All of my stuff all my coffee is small batch roasted, so I have to be very present when I'm roasting the coffee. And so I literally go through to make sure that all the beans are all in good order. They all look good, and it's a good roast. The beans are quality, and all that stuff. So that all goes into that.
Interesting. Thank you. What are your measures for success? Your measures from a personal and business perspective. Yes.
Wow. So yeah, my personal measure for success is that's they always ask you what's your strength and what's your weakness. Well, my strength is also my weakness is that I'm always in a state of Kaizen, where I believe that I can always be better. And I can always make an improvement. So it's that constant chasing after the perfect, the chase for perfection, to try to be the very best, the absolute very best. And it just something that you just have to do it. Things are as they are. And,
but how do you measure it?
How do I measure that?
How do you measure the success of that drive?
By smiles. Because when I'm like sharing a cup of coffee with somebody, or I'm sharing a bean, when somebody says, I really enjoyed what you provided, I really enjoyed your product, that makes me feel good, because I do put that much care into it, and that lets me know that I've gotten one more person happy. And so it's the best part of what you know.
By smile.
Yes.
I like that. Is that for both personal and business?
Yes. For personal and business.
Okay.
As being a parent, I'm always checking out, looking at the kids, and say, okay, so even if it's a frown, it's a smile upside down, but it's a smile nonetheless. So I'm always, there's always an opportunity for me to get better. So, and that's how I measure things. That's the one thing that I look outside of myself to get a good measuring rod on.
That's got to be the first time that I've heard that. That's my first hearing, measuring your success by the smile on people's faces. I like that. Please share a specific moment or an event where your efforts bring a smile to your face. Speaking of smiling.
That moment when I have the big order to fill, and I say I stay up all night and I roast it out and I get it done and I get it to the people by 8 o'clock in the morning, and to know that I was able to do it. If it's at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're looking like, okay, am I going to get this done? Will I be able to do this? Will I actually be able to accomplish this? And then when I fill that last bag up, and I'm in the car and I'm taking it, dropping it off. Yeah, that's a feeling of kind of comfort. I mean, that's a good feeling for me.
Somehow I can picture you walking away from sending it off. Somehow I can picture you pulling up to drop it off and then driving away, walking away after you sent it off. Somehow I can picture your face.
Yep.
So we're asking now the team to please share what they see about their life, from Darrin sharing and the difference his sharing created for them. And I'm going to start with Dr. Round, Empress Nakia.
Thank you, Diva Nikki.
I'm here for you.
I really, when you measure your success, I was really, what came to me was all the times that I was a contribution to others. And the ultimate payoff for me was seeing the person smile. Because for me, that meant that I was able to make a difference in their life. I've done a whole lot of pro bono work in my years. Like most of all of one field was pro bono for a great deal of time. And to know that I was able to contribute to make a difference, whether it was helping someone with housing or helping someone find a safe place to where they could get rehab and, kick drugs and not relapse again, or alcohol, or, reunite their relationships and reconnect a new creation of a life with family or a loved one, or seeing someone or helping them with their medical needs, or getting their bus pass or their driver's license or whatever. Helping them succeed off of completing their parole without a positive urinalysis or being incarcerated for failing to pay their parole fees. Or working as a bread of life and feeding the homeless. Saying good morning, hello. Sitting down next to someone and just acknowledging their smile made the difference for me. And I look at family, and that's how I have always been with family. And it made such a difference, and it makes such a difference in my life that I was able to bring someone joy, a peace of mind, comfort, and just give them time, something that a lot of people don't get in the world and don't value and don't know the significance of. And I was actually represented to that the past several months of how significant time is and how important and amazing that time in itself is, to where I have a new relationship and how it makes the difference, that smile. So thank you for allowing me to really reflect on that once again and honor it and appreciate it. And don't get me wrong, getting paid it does a hell of a thing to you. But, you know. And lastly, for our listeners, with what we do, when we do the work on Grow Your Mind and Money and the Prosperous Divas, it's the whole network. When we do the work and when we contribute, the smiles of our listeners through how they write into us and share with us the impact that they have gotten from taking action and being moved, touched, and inspired through the transformational work that we do on this network. It makes a huge difference because they smile through this because they've been gotten, they've been heard and understood and related to, and they can then share that with the world. They share with us. Let's represent ourselves to the impact that we make in the world and the difference that we make with what we do every time we come on air. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Mr. Ronnie?
Well, thank you for sharing, Empress. And, a couple of things that I get present to, because there are so many people that I've met over the years who really wanted to have their Darrin's Coffee Company. And so many of them fell into pitfalls that I'm going to tell you, I was surprised and shocked that they fell into. I really was. I was like, I don't believe that you fell into that pitfall. And not only did they fall into it, they rented a Maserati and drove at top speed to fall into the pitfall. And how many times that I had it that was my fault, that it was my fault that I let them take that Maserati and drive it straight into the pitfall. That somehow, some way, whatever example I think that I am presenting to people, that ain't what's getting through, that I am in a delusion. And there was a point that what I got was that the true measure is the difference that we make. Because if we ain't making a difference, all we're doing is giving a whole bunch of opinions. And people will let you know that you're making a difference. Because sometimes it can just be, Mr., you and that lady were the only ones who would listen to me. And because of y'all doing that, I decided to not commit suicide. And you look and you go, we were just being kind. Just being kind. So I love that you're, that's what I got touched with, just be present with that. The work we do is about the difference we make. And because of who we are, yes, we have to have sales get us out of our problems. All right.
Yeah, it does, man.
Yeah, we got to have, but I'm going to tell you, like you said, there's that roast, and there's just something in how you do it that is not going to be duplicated. Okay, that never will. And you might be, end up with billions beyond the Starbucks guy, but that's not the point. The point is it will always be Darrin. It'll always have that heart to it. Just like for Old Grumpy Radio Network and Prosperous Diva, it will always be a world of peace and prosperity. One listener at a time. All right. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Diva Nikki.
Thank you, Mr. Ronnie and Empress Nakia, for sharing. I will keep mine simple and sweet. I'm really present to the kick and the joy that I get out of seeing people smile, seeing people be happy with the businesses that services that I've done with them or for them, or the hump I've helped them to get over when it came to seeing their business go to another level, or their social media grow, or having an understanding of something that they were completely lost about. And I never considered the smile and the joy that brings to me, the joy that they have, and the joy that it brings to me as a measure of success. So that right there was just provocative for me and inspiring. It was actually very encouraging. So that's what I'm present to in all of this. The journey to staying up late, the hard work, the dedication to the excitement, the dedication it took, but the excitement of when you got that first big order, like that's like your first big deal. Like you're like, yes! And to stay up and to wonder if you actually have what it takes to get it done and get it done in a timely fashion and to accomplish that. Let me first acknowledge that and celebrate that moment with you. However long that was, I'm present to that moment right now, and I want to celebrate that with you and for you. And the many more, how that helps set the course for many more. So that, along with smile and the joy of others, being a measure of success, is what I'm present to. So, a special thanks to Darrin for being so generous and playing with us during the exercise. Nope. Excuse me, I'm a little off.
It can go that way.
It can definitely go that
Empress
way.
Nakia can take us to break.
Yes, that's where I'm going. Nakia, please take us to break.
I got you, Princess. I got you. So, Darrin, I know we talk forever, but I'm going to go ahead and take us to break. So, up next, Shining Sunshine Lounge. So, stay tuned.
Y'all, excuse me. Should you be able to...
Welcome back. We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and yes, we do it all with love. Now, Shotty did leave the keys to the lounge with Diva Nikki, so let's see what's going on in the lounge. Diva Nikki, what you got?
Oh, excuse me. Yes, can y'all hear me? Get away from me.
Leave the cat alone.
Would you stop it? I have a house guest. Move. We give it all to you. Don't grow your mind. We're not there, are we? I hate you so much right now. Not y'all.
Girl, you got
welcome back.
Tell us what we got going on.
Welcome to Shiny Sunshine. Welcome to Shiny Sunshine Lounge, where we feature a mixture of goodies that will stimulate your mind and maybe have you tap your feet. Tonight, we have an awesome poet, Tamiko Farrar, performing Color Me Pretty. DJ, run that track.
Just lost the earring so I could dream pretty dreams. Had goals smaller than a lump on a preteen, but craved the attention to be seen. If just one person had pulled us aside or pacifier and intervened, then maybe I wouldn't have had to teach myself that I was a queen, and there'd be no need to color me pretty. My mama once told me that when she was young, she would untangle her hair and thin it out with a fork. My coworkers asked, are those big afro things making a comeback? I don't understand why y'all want to wear your hair like that. See, it's not just hair. It's about more than attractiveness. There has been a whitewashing of beauty in the media. It's no coincidence that the so-called beautiful women of color look acceptably European. Our ancestors were told they weren't good enough. So now the fact that we are insecure is a generational curse, and we have developed an affinity for assimilation. The spectrum of what is considered beautiful is determined by some itty-bitty chick in a big city. So photographers upgrade to the latest version of Photoshop and color me pretty. It's been written that a woman's long hair is her glory. Maybe. Unless it's kinky, matted, or knotted at the nape. But Gary Morgan fixed it so our naps could hang and shake. So some say, don't sell me no black pride lies, just point me to the aisle with the no lie. You can have all that jazz about diaspora and African ethnicity. Why make it hard on myself? I know I'm black. Just color me pretty. And whether I'm light skin, dark skin, or brown paper bag passing, with natural hair dried in a house of powder from not moisturizing, or relaxed scalp full of scab from the chemical burning, color me pretty. So I can kick it with the socially conscious or sit comfortably in the boardroom. So I don't swear out my crescent curl and my tracks don't show in the bedroom. Color me pretty. Okay, Lois, we can keep my shoes at a size 10, but could you make the rest of my body a size 3? Just don't say all my booty. Color me pretty. See, my ex dumped me for some Brazilian-looking chicken. I can't make him jealous rocking no Afro puff. See, I want to be black, but not too black, just black enough. Color me pretty. See, all those excuses are just a mask for our inherited insecurity. But pretty is as pretty sees, so when eyes are wide shut to possibilities, pretty is all we'll ever be.
All right. Well, panel is Color Me Pretty by Komiko. Getting some snaps or rotten tomato. Now I'm going to start off with our guest, Darrin. Do you like spoken word, Darrin?
Hello?
Darrin, hello?
Oh, looks like we had Darrin, and he must have ran into a technical difficulty. So let's just have it that we'll move in. He'll be back on.
Yes. Empress Nakia, is Color Me Pretty getting snaps, or are you throwing tomatoes today?
Well, you know this queen loves to be colored and pretty. Snap, and toe tap, and I got my crown on. Yeah. Snap, and
All right, snap, and toe tapping queens. Mr. Ronnie, what say you?
Sometimes it is good to go back to the archives. So I'm giving it a snap, and a toe tap. And it looks like we have the return of our champion for humanity. And Darrin, I'm giving the track a couple of snaps, and the toe tap. I hope you were able to hear all of it.
Don't try to influence him.
Oh, man, you ready? I got it, man. I'm ready to give that Jack Kerouac. Break out the snaps. I like that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it looks like this piece is a winner because I, too, am giving this snap, 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 jingling my keys and tapping my feet. Now, if you enjoyed the performance from Kamiko Farrar, you can check her out on YouTube and the Old Guppy Radio Network. Now, over to Empress Nikhil for Lose the Baggage.
All right. So I'm going to give y'all a fair warning right now. If you don't know, you need to know. Put your pen and paper in front of your hand, your face, okay? Because you're going to need it. All right. Ronnie B., you taking notes tonight? You know I enjoyed that last
I got you.
You know I love it right now. So this is Pretty Color, me pretty queen over here, get it going. Okay, so let's lose some baggage tonight, y'all. I want everyone to know that I and we are standing in the possibility that everyone is free from baggage. Whole and complete and fully self-expressed. All right? So let's get to work. Now, I hope you're listening. Now, if you compare Grow Your Mind and Money to an airline, you would notice we have no planes, no check-in lines, no attendants, no pilots, or flights. What we promise is we will support you in losing your baggage. Now, baggage in this case is in the form of a complaint, but not just any old complaint, a complaint that has persisted over time. Now, this complaint does not have to be something traumatic or upsetting, and it could be. Now, the complaint can be as simple as, I wish my spouse would take garbage because it pisses me off when he just leaves it or she just leaves it for me to take out. Now, I said or she. I just want to be politically correct. That's for a man who got his woman taking the trash out, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay, keep it real. Can't they just take it out? Why? Okay, it ain't that complex there, for real. Now, if you are someone who never complains, if you are someone that never complains, you never complain. You never complain. Maybe you have a nonverbal complaint. You know, someone rubs you the wrong way, but you always kind of let it go. But it really does rub you the wrong way, and you might get a little pissy about it, but you don't say nothing. You don't say anything. Now, consider that a complaint. Now, when we're going to do an exercise with our guest, Darrin. We ask him to look at an area of his life that's important to him for a persistent complaint. And this is where you put your pen or your pencil in your hand and you get ready because you're going to be doing this work also. Now, let me give you a little bit more of a context for the conversation as human beings. Now, as human beings, we love to be right, and often what hides is something from our view. What we hide from our view is our righteousness. Now, in our current world, it's not righteousness. We are simply right. That's all. In our current world, it's not righteous. We're simply right. That's it. Okay. Now, create the following categories: money, freedom, relationships, well-being. One more time. Money, freedom, relationships, well-being. Because I know somebody didn't get their pen or pencil in their hand because they didn't believe I said it was time to go to work. So, now what we would like you to do is to select a category where you would like to have a breakthrough. out of money, freedom, relationships, and well-being. Now, under that category, write down a complaint or issue you have that has persisted for a while. And when that issue comes up, what way of being rises with it? Now, do you get angry or sad or maybe you find different? Whatever way you feel expressed as a way of being. Now, if you select a category and answer this question. I've been putting up with, or resisting, or even giving up on. Now, write the complaint that keeps persisting in that area. Write what way you are being around this issue or how you behave. Now, our guests, Darrin, Princess Nikki, and Mr. Ronnie are doing this exercise with you, and so have I, and so am I. Now, what is the future that immediately gets created when the issue comes up? How do you behave? How do you feel? And what actions do you take? Now, let me check in with everyone and see how they're doing with the exercise. Now, I'm going to start with Ronnie B. I already know he have his pen and paper in hand, y'all. Now, Ronnie B., please share the category, the persistent complaint, and way you behave or feel when the issue arises. And then I would like for you to answer what is that gets created immediately when the issue arises. Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
And I had to, I was really looking at, because since I'm like on the show, I know that we're going to have this question. And there's this part of me that's like, well, don't you get to a point where you don't have complaints? And it's like, yeah, and it's called when they put you in the ground.
Big
It's when they put you in the ground, you stop having. Okay, but the category I'm choosing is money.
Okay.
And my persistent complaint is within money is around business and conversations with prospects. And what happens is that I will speak to a business owner and say, look, here's what we have. This is what we're offering. And I know, like flat out, no BS, that we're offering bang for the bucks. We really are quality, bang for the bucks, at a righteous price, bang for the bucks. And they'll listen to it. And what will happen is that I'll just say traditional, like marketing, promotion folks will come in and say, well, look, you got to do these things because this is what you traditionally do. They will mess around and spend way more money and not like the results. Then when I speak with them again, well, we tried all that marketing stuff. And that just pisses me off. Like, hey, I'm trying to save you some money. So, the category is money. The persistent complaint is that I offer our services with a legitimate, authentic, powerful package. It gets ignored for something traditional. They don't like the results from doing it the traditional way, and then they don't want to do business with me because now I'm lumped in with that. And the way that I'm left, and what happens is I feel discouraged. I feel discouraged. So I end up being discouraged and questioning my efforts.
Okay.
Now, the future that immediately gets created is hard.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Ronnie. Okay. So that was Ronnie B. So for myself, I'm going to share my category, persistent complaint, and the way I behave or feel when the issue arises. The future that gets created immediately when the issue arises for me as well. Okay. So my area is relationships, and specifically the relationships with my son, the relationship with my son's dad. It's a lot of putting up with going to court, him not showing up, or he shows up, nothing gets resolved. Child support court, to be clear. Nothing gets resolved. Or it's a whole lot of make wrong and blaming, not being responsible for what it is to be a parent and have to be emotionally, financially, physically, and socially available to a child, and wash, rinse, repeat in that experience. And it's back to square one, and this has been going on for 14 years. So, the way I behave is I get worn down and heavy. I get frustrated and just exhausted. And the future that it creates for me is that he will never change, and my son will never experience what it's like to have a father, an active, positive participant willingly in his life without my involvement. So that's what arises for me. Now, Diva Nikki.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Well,
That's why I'm losing the baggage, baby. I am losing I'm losing the baggage. I'm trying to I'm losing the baggage. So, Diva Nikki, please share the category, the persistent complaint, and way you behave or feel when the issue arises. What is the future that gets created immediately when the issue arises?
well, I didn't choose one because I don't really have any complaints right now.
Okay, well, you one of those people that don't have a complaint normally. So, did you just look at other areas? If you don't have a complaint, nothing is rubbing you the wrong way, or nothing has rubbed you the wrong way, nothing you've gotten a little pissy about. Oh, the cat.
Yeah, no.
The cat.
Okay, so I have some kittens that need a home, a forever home, and I really want to see them in a forever home. That's it. Anybody want to help me to find a forever home for these kittens? That's all I got.
Okay, so how? So regarding these kittens, because you're what you've been putting up with is having the kittens, and you need to have them be placed in a forever home because yours is a temporary home. And so, how have you been behaving? How have you been behaving, or how have you been feeling, being that the kittens are still there?
Right now, my annoyance, my current annoyance is with my house kids. But how have I been being? Like a person taking care of kittens that need a forever home.
Well, how is that?
Compassionate.
Okay. You've been being compassionate?
It's not a complaint. The only complaint is I want them to have a forever home, but I'm not like, oh, darn it, these freaking kittens.
No. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It doesn't have to be aggressive or an aggressive tone or angry or anything, but you are ready for them to have a forever home. And your home was temporary. So now you're in a space to where you're really, getting to the place where they need to have a forever home. So are you getting a bit of...
Please, anyone can help. Please, someone who loves cats, someone who has room for a fur baby.
Are you getting a bit annoyed, a bit agitated, a bit anxious? You ready for them to have their own space away from you?
A little bit anxious.
Okay, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. So what future now gets created immediately when that concern or what we're calling issue arises?
People smiling at the reception of their new fur baby.
So you get excited
and
about
the fur baby. I am. And the fur baby, knowing that it's in good, loving hands. Jumping all over the place and learning what it can and cannot do in a house.
Okay. You got it. Ronnie B, you got that? Ronnie B?
Ronnie B?
I got it.
Okay, thank you. I need to have my right hand over there.
And just to be clear, is that what it is Nikki's been taking care of these kittens. She's reached out to people to help her take some of the kittens off her hands and take care of the kittens. And no one has stepped up to the plate to do that, so she has the kittens there. Now, she cares about the kittens. She's been putting up with dealing with them, but really it's like, hey, I've been reaching out to people, and no one has offered to support me in taking care of the kittens. So I love the kittens, but I'm a little annoyed and frustrated at the people I know who are not supporting me in taking care of the kittens. No. I'm way off on that? Okay. All right, well, let me start. Okay, clear it up. I'm ready. Hit me.
I said exactly what I wanted to say and expressed exactly how I felt. And it was not what you were stating.
Okay, all right, well, recreate it for me.
The creation is this. I've been taking care of fur babies that need a forever home. That I would like to see them in loving, capable hands and homes. Period. I've reached out to some people. They are not able and are not willing. But I am not annoyed with them for their inability or their unwillingness because that is their choice. In the meantime, the fur babies are safe, they are warm, and they are well cared for until they meet their new forever parents.
Okay, got it. So you just don't have a complaint this week.
I said that.
Right.
No, I got it. So,
Oh, no. Now I have a complaint. And the complaint that I have is people want me to have a complaint.
Okay, got it. Well,
I'm
okay.
complaining. You wanted me to have a complaint, now I have it. And my complaint is in relationships where people want me to complain because they're complaining.
Okay.
And how do they
well,
it makes you feel annoyed.
Okay.
It makes me feel annoyed and anxious.
Got it.
And
I just want to say, I just want to say, I'm so glad it does. So now that you can have a complaint. But the other part is that one, and I want you to really get this. Thank you for being generous. Thank you for getting that people don't always hear you. Thank you for having enough love and respect for your partners that you'll be that generous. Because people don't do that. People would rather be annoyed. People would rather sit up there and have something to hold over your head when you make a mistake. So thank you for that courage and that love. And do not laugh it off. Do not do that. Because then I would be annoyed. But I just want to thank you for that.
Who being annoyed?
So I just want to thank you.
Who cares about my complaint?
Yeah, so I just want to thank you for that, Darrin, this is really great because this is, grow your mind and money. Mm-hmm. This is grow your mind and money. This isn't we know what's gonna happen. So, Nakia, take the baggage back over.
Oh, I already got on the runway. I'm about to take off on y'all because it's time for Darrin. Darrin, are you ready?
Yep, I am. Mine's really easy. Mine is super easy.
Enough of a demonstration feeding you, sir, to where you can have this in the bag, okay? Now.
Yeah.
And thank you, Nikki and Ronnie B, for your generosity. I definitely don't want to overstep that and acknowledge you both for that. So, Darrin, please share your category. Ronnie B is responsible for generating and recreating, so thank you, Ronnie. Please share the category, the persistent complaint, and the way you behave or feel when the issue arises. And what is the future that gets created immediately when the issue arises? Please.
Mine would be well-being. And I get, starting every morning at around 8:30, I start getting robocalls.
Oh.
And it's like, they're calling to sell me some sort of health insurance, some sort of warranty on a vehicle, something.
Yeah.
And it just immediately it gets me irritated. Mm-hmm. Immediately. So that's the immediate future that comes from it. So that's my word. If it's something that bothers me, it kind of bothers me. It's that. It's some robocalls, man.
Ooh, I can
wear me out.
Okay. And Ronnie B, did you get that?
Hey, that it's well-being, and what happens is that he gets these robocalls at 8:00, and it just pisses him off, irritates him, and the future is that tomorrow he's going to get up, 8:00, the robocalls will go start again. Watch, rinse, repeat. That's clear and to the point.
Yes, it's about 8:30, not 8:30. We want to be politically
about
correct.
About 8:30. It's the moment.
Some things say 8 o'clock, so yeah, I'm just being nice. I'm giving them 30 minutes.
So, haven't seen the future, everyone, that gets created immediately when the issue arises. What is now possible in dealing with the issue that would give you freedom and power? All right. Okay. So, Ronnie B, your issue was money. Now,
well, the category was money.
The category was money. Oh, go ahead, Ronnie. Go ahead. I like that.
Okay, yeah, the category was money, and the issue was spending time with a prospect who takes another option, and then because that option fails, lumps what I'm doing in that effort, like, now it's just going to be a failure. And, and it's like wasting my time, not even giving me a chance when I'm giving some back. Well, what I can see possible is I can actually have that in my conversation. Like, I can actually say, hey, Mr. Seafood Island, now look, Frank is going to come here and say, well, you got to get all these business cards. Joe is going to come in here and say, man, you got to have these glossy, postage size cards, and, showing your menu and address and stuff on that. And so and so and so and so. And they're going to put that together and go, you need to have your menu. Then someone's going to say, well, somebody got to go through the neighborhood and pass that out. So when it all ends up being said and done, they done spent $10,000. Well, and then they don't get the result they think. Well, you know what? I can actually say, you know what? These guys are going to come in, and odds are you're going to spend money with them, and it's not going to have you have the business you want. At least you can test my way. So I can have that as part of my conversation.
Awesome. I like that. Okay, Ronnie B., you want to share with everyone what my issue was?
Okay. And now, Nakia, your issue was with relationships and the relationship with your son's father. Mm-hmm. And the issue is, no matter how many times you go to court, how many conversations you have, at the end of the day, your son will not have the experience of his father in his life out of him wanting to be his father and in his son's life. And that, and the thought of that future leaves you heavy, frustrated, and like weighed down. But it leaves you heavy and frustrated.
And even sad for my son. Even sad for his dad. Yeah. Sad. Yeah. Are you, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Ronnie? Okay. So, yes. And even sad for both of them because of the lack of the relationship. So there you go. So what I now see is possible. Thank you, Ronnie B. So, and I just said sad, Ronnie, for both of them at the end of the day, right? So what I now see is possible is the ability to be at peace with the choices that are made by his father that has nothing to do with me, and being able to provide my son with a male role model, and an amazing man in his life that can't take the place of all that is missing, but can create a new world and a new life for my son that is reflective of what was supposed to be and created, that was created by God, to where my son doesn't look back and have sadness or heaviness on his heart for what he did not receive. So having a new life full of love, full of time, full of joy that is created by having a stepfather that loves him and wants to be a contribution and wants to be present for him and in his life in every possible way without taking anything away from him, but only filling him up. So that's what I see possible. That is the life. Ooh, back it's gone, back it's gone, back it's gone. Oh, y'all. That's how you got to lose the baggage. You got to shake it off, shake it off. Okay, set it free. Okay, I'm back. I digress. Diva Nikki.
Okay, Diva, Nikki, she did not have a complaint. We just went through that. So
exactly.
You want to go to Darrin. She already forgave us once. We got to be happy with what we got. So just go on to Darrin.
Thank you. But and a clear example of someone who does not have a it works perfectly. So, Darrin, your issue, Ronnie B, is going to recreate.
and his issue is getting up in the morning, hasn't had a chance to get into his day good, and the robocalls for things he has no desire just start coming through, and it just right then and there, his day is irritated, and now it's work to be the kind of person he wants to be that day. Hopefully I was close.
Yeah, you're on point.
All right. Okay, there.
Go, Ronnie. Okay, so, Darrin, what you now see is possible?
What I see is possible is I know that I can beat these robocalls. I can beat it. So, what's that?
I say, teach me the way.
I know that, see, I know that if I listen to like the last like whatever 30 seconds or 45 seconds, that they'll give me a chance to opt out.
Oh.
And I know that I'll get a chance to opt out. So it's just, and I don't know if me opting out is me opting in for something else. but I can only that's my only hope is that I'm moving one step forward to get these calls stopped.
Oh. Well, thank you for sharing. You helped me lose some baggage on that. And also, I just have to into the last 30 seconds. Awesome. So let me thank Diva Nikki and Ronnie B, Mr. Ronnie B, for sharing in this exercise, and Ronnie B for recreating everyone. That is just the highlight of my evening. And I'd love to just give a special thank you to Mr. Darrin for being so generous and playing this game with us during the exercise. And this exercise is not about fixing anything, because it's nothing to fix. It's simply about providing an access to power that you can create. Diva Nikki, this has been awesome. Please take us to break. And while she's getting herself together, please.
Thank you. Coming up next, in the next segment, is the finale and Darrin's final interview and future wealth. Stay tuned.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Over to Diva Nikki for the finale.
Perfect.
Wasn't sure how that was going to come out. Thank you, Mr. Ronnie. And Darrin, thank you for sharing. And I have just a few more questions, so let's go. What challenges do you see lurking in the water that will try to slow you down or take you off the path from having your wisdom entertainment succeed beyond expectations?
I'd say just time. And that's, there's not enough time. It seems like there's never enough time to get everything done. So that's kind of dealing with managing time and making sure that the things I can fit everything in and still have that good quality of life. So.
Time, huh? Oh, I said time, huh?
That's correct. Yeah. It's something. It's just something it's because I was like I have so many things I want to do. It's like, okay, so I want to be able to, to have two teenagers, and I'm like dealing with them and watching, have they're involved in music and being able to really get enjoyment out of that and be there, be present for them, being present in my marriage, being present in my businesses. So yeah, that's a challenge. That's always an ongoing challenge.
It's an ongoing challenge. Okay.
Yes.
An ongoing challenge. I get it. Please share 2 pitfalls you have seen people fall into when it comes to being consistent in their actions for having their dreams and desires manifested.
They get off track. They get overwhelmed. That's one of the major things. What's that?
They get what?
Overwhelmed. They get overwhelmed. They begin to think, rather than run a marathon. Remember the marathon, inch by inch, life's a cinch. Yard by yard, life is hard. So if they always look to see this great big insurmountable goal, rather than just saying, hey, one step at a time, and I can get this thing done. One step at a time, and I can accomplish this goal. And if they don't, then it often derails them, throws them off track. And then the second pitfall, what's that?
No, I was just saying I get that. Go ahead.
And then the second pitfall would be is just getting started. You'd be surprised, or maybe not be surprised how many people they don't actually start. They don't, and that's the goal. That's the key. Is you could have, you talk to people all the time and they say, "Oh, I got my website together, I got business cards, I got to get this, or I got to get that," and that's that pitfall. That's that one major pitfall is they may get all that other stuff together, but it's never perfect. There's never a perfect business launch. There's never a perfect time to get going than now. So.
Go ahead and get started. Would you please share with us one practice you use daily to keep yourself in action and focus on the results that you intend to produce?
Lists. I make lists.
Risk?
And
really?
Lists.
A list?
Yeah, L-I-S-T-S. Lists, yeah. I make lists, and I go down that list, and at the end of the day, before I finish, before I get up, before I walk away from the day, tomorrow's list is already written down.
Hey, all right, I like that.
Yeah.
You start the day already knowing what to do.
Exactly, and then I use Pomodors, so. Pomodors are you familiar with Pomodors?
What is it?
Pomodors. It's a time man. It's the way that you work like med students. They found that med students were trying to figure out a way to figure in all this the study time they need to get done, and to figure in all the things they need to get done. And it's basically you work like 15 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 20 minutes on, 10 minutes off, things like that. So you're working in spurts, so you're getting the maximum amount of time while you're working there. You kind of have a clock ticking, and you know that clock is saying, okay, I got 10 seconds left, I got 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left. So you're able to work in spurts.
I haven't heard of that. I will take a look into that. I like that. Now tell us this. What do you have on your plate? And how can our listeners learn more about Darrin's Coffee Company, your services, and any upcoming projects?
Okay. Well, right now I have another business on my plate that I started up that's really growing. I do search engine optimization. It means I help other businesses get found on Google, and that really is that has helped grow the online presence of the coffee business. Because if I'm helping one other business get found online, then it's kind of like you can heal yourself. You know what you need in order to get your business presence growing online. So just kind of growing that and getting that to scale. So I'll be able to have a rinse and repeat system to make that business work well. And just to learn more about Darrin's Coffee, just type in Indiana Coffee, and Darrin's Coffee will show up first. So that's part of the thing about about getting people getting found online. So.
All right, and I must say that I vouch for Darrin's Coffee. I've had several great brews of Darrin's Coffee, and I love the coffee beans. So, team, would you share anything you would like to share or acknowledge from the interview? Empress Nakia?
Well, of course, darling.
Of course. Darrin,
I really want to acknowledge you for, your push in order to make a difference. Reading the book and seeing a vision in that book and you're reading through just getting present to the simplicity of what there was that is not just available for a certain group or a certain person or certain entity, but saying, you know what, I can do that, and owning it and taking a chance and, having faith enough to step out and grab hold to that mustard seed that was needed and really being present to what became available, and when the mustard seed showed up, that you were ready for it. You wasn't getting ready for it. You had been getting ready for it, so you were ready for it when it showed up. And being that man that you needed to be in order to honor your word to your wife and to yourself, and being able to look in the mirror and say, yeah, I got this. There's power right here. And I won't get stopped. And creating something that is an offering and a service to the world to access and experience what you have created from nothing, absolutely nothing but an idea. And that in itself is profound. So thank you for being a champion for humanity, for being our guest on this show, for technology do its thing and jumping back in and saying, hey, I'm here and I'm present, I'm engaged, and I am excited to contribute. So thank you so very much on behalf of me and our listeners, because I'm sure Nikki and Ronnie can speak for themselves. But I truly acknowledge you for being a champion for humanity and making a difference in my listening and helping me lose the baggage.
Hey.
Awesome.
And thank you, Empress Nakia. Ronnie B., Mr. Ronnie, what say you?
All right. And, Darrin, Empress Nakia really said everything, and more, to acknowledge you. But what I want to, the thing that I'm most present to is that there's the illusion of what manifesting your dream is going to look like. There's the illusion. And people don't start, or they stop, because the illusion is not aligning with reality. And reality, I'm looking in my wife's eyes, and my heart is like, I got to do something. I got to do something. And I get, when I look at these ladies, and believe me, I can screw up big time. But when I look at them, it's like looking in the eyes of your wife. I got a responsibility, if nothing else, to be my word. I am not Jesus Christ. I'm not perfect in my word. But I work damn hard. Because if I'm going to look in their eyes like you looking in your wife, well, I just got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And people get caught up in the illusion of how it should look, the way it should be out of some fantasy in a movie, when the reality is that you're going to have to work and you're going to have to give up something. You're going to have to work and you're going to have to give up something for the better. You don't get to get your highest good by giving, your least amount of effort. You get your highest good from putting all that effort into it. So thank you for presencing that for me, and I hope I don't even have to hope. It's making a difference for some. If it makes a difference for me, it's making a difference for somebody else. So thank you, and back to you, Diva.
Thank you. For me, it's everything. It's your perseverance, your determination, your endurance, and your patience with your process. It's competing with yourself. That's like a reminder of, while we're in a competitive world, sometimes we think it's a bad thing to be hard on ourselves. But if it just keeps you on your toes and perfecting the matter and going through the matter, just to be a cause in your results and a cause in your own matter, to me, is what makes it different. And not really hard, but you become your own pace setter. So I'm present to being your own pace setter as well as trendsetter and trailblazer. That's what I got from all of this. So Darrin, thank you for sharing. Please stay for the rest of the show. And thank you for being a part of growing your mind and your money. Grow your mind and money. Thank you. It's been wonderful, and now it is time for Empress Nakia, Future for Wealth.
All right, y'all. Here we are. We experience the current world and future from conversations we choose to generate. For having the future and a current world we desire, experience, expressed, and producing results in our lives. We will have a little exercise intended to empower you in clearing the space so you can be present to your occurring world and future. Now, create the following categories, pen and paper in hand. You got them right there. Y'all be on it. Be ready, be ready, be ready. Self-expression, spirituality, well-being, and finances. Now, under each category, answer this question. Where or with whom do I lack freedom or the future sucks? Next, answer these questions. How long have I lacked freedom or the future sucks in this area or with this person or with this group of people? Am I willing to have a breakthrough in this area or with this person or group of people? Now, I would like for you to really be honest. It's not good or bad if you're not willing to have a breakthrough. It's simply what's so. If you are willing to have a breakthrough in this area or with this person or group of people, what conversations are you willing to have that will allow you to be vulnerable so others can see your strength? The access to power is communication. Your ability to be vulnerable is the key to your breakthrough. Now, I would love for you to keep doing this exercise, working on it throughout the week. And if you have any questions or need any coaching, please email us at divas@prosperousdivas.com. And remember, a world of peace and prosperity, one listener at a time. Until next time, grow your mind and money. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Peace, love, and blessings. Till next time, we're out.